Hey guys, it's Jimmy from A Kid's Opinion, and because the new Zack Snyder movie, Army of the Dead, is a zombie movie, just came out, I decided that I would do I already mentioned this, all 7 zombie movies I've seen ranked. I was debating whether or not if I should include this one movie that I'll get to in a sec, because it kind of is zombies in there, but only a little bit, so I was debating that. So I wasn't exactly sure on the number, but I decided to just include it anyways. So I'm really not a huge fan of horror movies, but I do like zombie movies because action is involved and zombie gore, when done right, which all these movies I feel like do it right, can look pretty cool. So yeah. In 7th place is seventh place is going to be Overlord, which I recently saw, and I thought it was a decent, it was a pretty good movie when I liked what it was doing. What I mean by that, I liked when it was doing war movie stuff. It did that good. And the final battle with the zombies, whenever they get into zombie gore, that's good. But there's this one super distasteful scene where they're almost getting into, because it's like World War II thing, what the Nazis are doing. And after I learned about the Holocaust, I was super freaked out about it. So when they're going into all the experiments that the Nazis were doing on these people, it got a little bit freaky and a little bit too much for me. I'm like, part of this movie is just fun, guns, shooting, awesome zombie gore, and then literally some of the zombie scenes in this, mainly at the end of the movie, it's really exciting, and you're rooting for characters. The characters in this are good, but that one part was really tonally off, and it ruined the movie for me, and I'm not sure I'm ever gonna rewatch it just because of that one scene. Okay, now on to the next one is Train to Busan Peninsula in 6th place. So, another movie I just saw recently, I saw the first Train to Busan, I liked it, we'll get to that in a bit. I saw this one. The deal with this one is, they're still they try to add emotion in it, but I don't care about the characters nearly as much as I did in the first one. I don't care about the plot as much either. So really what happens is, spoiler alert in a sec, they're in almost the safety zone, but they're not really living life. So they go on a heist to get money, and they save some people, but they lose the money very quickly, and it's almost like they achieve nothing in the process except by saving these people. Army of the Dead, in contrast, it just, even though it kind of is the same thing with the heist and zombies, it just feels a little bit more satisfying in the end. What you do get is you get an emotional resolution between the daughter and the father, and you do get a character arc in Train to Busan Peninsula, but I feel like it's a lot less powerful, and there's not as much gained. And 3 out of the 4 characters that came in to do the heist ended up dying, and that's a whole lot, and they didn't gain anything. They didn't have a heroic moment. They just died immediately. Well, except for one guy that did. And when it was an action movie, it was good, but as a zombie movie, which I'm not really holding this against the movie, just want to talk about it. It's an action movie first and a zombie movie second, and they kind of used the zombies almost as a weapon, which was actually kind of cool. I'll admit that I just didn't feel like it had as much emotion or as much as a compelling characters and as a compelling plot as the first Train to Busan, so this one was a disappointment. In 5th place is Shaun of the Dead. Really, the reason why this isn't in these 2 movies, Train to Busan Peninsula and Shaun of the Dead, I was debating where I would put them, but I decided to put Shaun of the Dead a little bit higher because I like Simon Pegg. He's funny. On the other hand, it took a little bit too long for the movie to get going, and it's not crammed with jokes, like another zombie comedy is that I'll get to later. It's more like subtle jokes, like kind of the characters are acting a little bit stupid, like with Ed Frost's character in it. Um, and I did like some of that stuff because it took way too long for it to get going for me, and not all of the jokes are like landing for me. As much as I do appreciate this really different kind of zombie movie, and the plot of them trying to get into this bar, it was pretty funny, and I do appreciate the gore. There is one death in here that I love. It's just not really completely my type of movie. I can appreciate it, and I love watching it. I just think it's just not completely my type of movie. In fourth place is Army of the Dead, which, on the other hand, is my type of movie, because it's blood, gore, all that stuff, violence. But what I said before, it didn't need to be this long. Yeah, it really did not need to be as long as it was. It's got a super interesting story, but it's too long, more than it has to be, and some of the stuff is just weird. We don't really get to see the zombies as much as you would want to be. I was like watching some reviews of the movie, and they said there were robot zombies showing up. Zack Snyder, what is that? As much as I like that you're making these different types of movies with robot zombies, that's a bit too much for me. I do really like how there were some good creative choices in here, but there were some bad ones. But I love like the gore and violence and action and all that stuff. That's really why I like this movie so much. In third place is going to be Zombieland, which is a really funny and like gory fast zombies crammed with jokes zombie movie, and like I love it. The thing that holds it back is I'm not really a horror movie fan, and I don't know, like I feel like it's as good as it could be, but that's the thing. I just feel like there are some restrictions with the plot. As in, we're only following 4 characters, and spoiler alert, none of these 4 characters gets killed off in the end. There is emotion, but unlike other zombie movies on this list, characters get killed off over time, therefore making it a little bit more thrilling. In second place is Train to Busan, which, besides the fact this is being a foreign film and it's subtitles, which is sometimes frustrating, this movie angers me. I'm not holding it against the movie, but I really want to make like a super emotional zombie movie that's kind of like, I want to direct movies, and I really wanted to make an emotional zombie movie. Then I saw this and I'm like, dang you, Train to Busan. Because they got there first, kind of. Super emotional, awesome zombies. There are some really gut-punching scenes in this, and spoiler alert, but like, when characters are killed off, like the dad of the soon-to-be dad of the pregnant wife, like, it hurts. When characters die, it hurts, but it is earned. It's not cheap shots. They are earned deaths, and the gore is good. Everything in this movie is earned, and the reason it's not number 1, is because of the subtitles, mainly. I mean, I'm not really holding it against the movie, because I'm not gonna say you weren't made in America. That's why, no, don't take me out of context in that. I really do like this. I really do like this movie. It's just not as, I'm not gonna rewatch it as much, because I have to be in a certain mood where I'm okay with reading my way through a movie. But in first place, which almost like on the same line as Train to Busan, is Dawn of the Dead. I love this movie. I've said it before, but it masters in the genre of the zombie movie. Again, the deaths are earned. Like, even though the gore isn't as much in this movie, it's still good. You feel bad when characters die. And it's not like they all died once. It's divvied up, so it's not boring. And it's exciting to watch, and you're not sure what's gonna happen. You're at the edge of your seat, and I do really like this movie. And just maybe the reason I might like Dawn of the Dead more is just I think I can I can almost like relate with the characters a little bit more in this one because you get a different variety of characters in Train to Busan, but you also get a different variety of characters in Dawn of the Dead. And as the characters in Train to Busan, the ones that are kicking people off are just evil people, like the corporate businessman or whatever. But in Dawn of the Dead, they want to survive. And you actually can, like, feel for them. And they're not directly killing people. They're being a little bit nicer about it, I guess, than the people in Train to Busan. And that's why I can maybe relate to them a little bit more. And you can sympathize with them a little bit more. So yeah, Dawn of the Dead comes in first place. And please like and subscribe. Comment in the comment section. Please give me suggestions on how to improve my channel. Please give me recommendations on movies and TV shows to review and rank. I would really like if you did that. I'm Jimmy from A Kid's Opinion, and be good people.